What's up? So, the subject of today's video is shooting bugs, because Helldivers 2 is out. This video is not about Helldivers 2 though, even though I'm showing Helldivers 2 footage right now. So the subject of this video is actually going to be Deep Rock Galactic Survivors. Okay, so listening back to that was a terrible drum roll. Anyway, so Deep Rock Galactic Survivors was just released literally a couple days ago. I had heard nothing about it before it released. I own Deep Rock Galactic. I've only played the tutorial, and then I didn't really play much more because, yeah, it's a great game, but my friends weren't really playing it, and so I'm not really one to play multiplayer games by myself or with random people. That's just I don't really find that super fun. So I haven't really played the original game. This game can be played by yourself, and so it's like cool. I love roguelites. I love the Survivors game type. Vampire Survivors is one of my most played games in Steam. It's like, I'll check this out. It's only $9. And it's also in the vein of Helldivers 2, which I've been playing a lot of, which is insanely popular right now. This game isn't as popular, and so I figured there's a lot of people talking about Helldivers 2. I don't need to make a video about Helldivers 2 because everyone else is already talking about it. This game, I think, should be talked about though, and I haven't really seen a whole lot about it yet, so I figured I'd talk about it. So first off, first impressions, I love it. It's a early access game, so obviously it's not in its final state. I think it's a very good core gameplay. I mean, it's a Survivor game. Like, the core gameplay is kind of already set by that subgenre of roguelites, but the way in which they made it map up to Deep Rock Galactic is really cool, because like there's an emphasis on like getting the different minerals and stuff, and that's how you upgrade your stuff. I like, because like all the minerals are randomly generated, it's not like 100% certain that you'll be able to find the minerals you need. I do like that on the upgrade page they will allow you to buy and sell minerals for a set price, and not like the minerals aren't like different values. They're all valued at the same to buy and valued at the same to sell. I think that's a very good thing, because like anytime you introduce RNG into a game, it can be kind of frustrating if there isn't a way to move forward. So I like that they have that. I do feel like the game is a little bit unbalanced though, only because at this point I've played 6 or 7 hours, and I've made decent progress, but one thing I haven't been able to do is beat the first stage, which, I mean, maybe that's just because I'm not playing the game as optimally as it should be. I mean, I know for a fact that that's probably what's happening. I am not one of those people who sits down and makes a plan to like optimize and do everything the absolute best that I can. That's just not me. I play games for fun. I play games for the ability to sit back, relax, and not have to be thinking and planning and strategizing. Like, there are some games that like I like strategizing in, but roguelites and Survivor games aren't really that for me. So I think that the bug waves and like the difficulty might need to be tuned down, because I'm still on the first difficulty. Like, maybe they intend for you to get a little bit, like unlock a lot more before you get to the other stages, but right now, as it sits, I've already unlocked several upgrades. I've unlocked all the classes. I have like a decent amount of progress through like the progress you can make in the upgrades and stuff and I still haven't beat the first level. So I think maybe that might need to be tuned up. I do think it's good, but yeah, it could be better, or especially like if you don't kill the elites at the end of each stage quick enough, like the bug waves start intensifying. I think the timers on that might be a little short, because it's around, I don't know, 15 seconds between each time that the announcer will be telling you, hey, the bugs are getting angrier. It's like, yes, I know the bugs are getting angrier, but like when the game is going that fast through intensities on the first difficulty, it kind of feels, I don't know, it feels a little like unfair. I don't know. It's not bad, because like I've been able to get through them, but it does kind of, it doesn't give you any breathing room. So I don't know. I'm struggling to find the exact words. It just feels a little bit hollow. I feel like if they maybe changed it so that it gets a little bit more intense, but the timers are farther apart, or if it just got less intense so it wasn't just constant, like, okay, we're escalating it, 10 seconds later we're escalating it, 10 seconds later we're escalating it, and it's just, I don't know. Like, I understand that they're trying to put pressure on you. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to Vampire Survivors where the different stages are at like minute marks, and so there isn't constant escalate. It's just, yeah, it does feel a little over the top. I will say I really like the upgrade trees and like how you unlock weapons by playing the different classes, and then with each weapon you unlock the overclock abilities for them and stuff. It's a cool little game loop. I really like the art style. It's Deep Rock Galactic's art style, but from an isometric POV. It just looks really nice. Like the creature designs, again, they're from Deep Rock Galactic, so it's not like they had to design all of this for the game, but in a sense they did, because it's going from a first-person game to an isometric game, so they have to like kind of redo models and scaling a little bit to make things look correct. So yeah, it looks really good. The music is good. It's not on the level of Vampire Survivors. Like Vampire Survivors, I love the soundtrack to that game so much, just because it's so energetic, but it doesn't get annoying. The music in this game doesn't get annoying. It's just, I guess it's a different atmosphere, and I'm not as big a fan of the atmosphere that they're creating in this game as the like arcadey atmosphere that's created in Vampire Survivors. But the music it's good. It does what it's meant to do. It would be cool if they added in different tracks. The music does adapt to like the danger level and what you're doing and stuff, which is cool, because the music in Vampire Survivors doesn't do that. It's just a looping track. It's a very good looping track in that like it doesn't get annoying, but it's just a looping track. So I do like that it's dynamic music that changes with what you're doing. Oh yeah, the one big thing that I really like about this game is the importance of the mining. Like I already talked about the minerals, like it's important to like actually be mining things as you're going through your run so that you can upgrade and progress and get better at the game. But another really cool thing, as you can see in this gameplay, is like just mining through formations to position. Because in Vampire Survivors, that's the only Survivor game that I've played a bunch of hours in. But in Vampire Survivors, it's kind of there's a little bit of positioning, but the monsters can just walk through obstacles. In this, not all the monsters can walk through the obstacles. There's the flying elites and stuff that can fly over the rocks, but for the most part, the creatures can't go through the obstacles. They can dig through them if they really want to, but they can't just pass through them. So digging a tunnel through a rock formation is kind of a very important part to positioning things so that you don't have a huge swarm after you, so it's just a small stream of things coming after you. So I do really like that mechanic where positioning is a lot more important than in Vampire Survivors, where it's just don't run into the enemies and try and get XP to level up. This is yeah, don't run into the enemies, but also think about your position. There's edges to the map where you can't go. So there's been a couple times where I've died because I didn't realize that I was heading into a peninsula formation. So the swarm just surrounds me and I can't get out of it because they're surrounding every single thing. Usually, even if you're in that position, there's some rock formation that you can tunnel through to kind of get out. But there have been times when it's just oops, got stuck in a corner, guess I died. But it's a very cool take on the Survivor game formula. And the guns in this game look so cool. Shoot, I forgot to record footage of this, but the engineer class is one of my favorite because, well, it's one of the few ones that doesn't have there's only one that really has a gun that only points forward. The gunner class starts with a machine gun that only shoots in the direction you're pointing. But anyways, the engineer has a turret to start out with, so he just plops those down, which is very nice because as you keep moving, keep mining, running away from the bugs so you don't die, those turrets will stay behind. They have a limited lifetime. I think it's 10-15 seconds, not super long to begin with, but they stay behind you and they're killing bugs, so that actively thins out the swarm behind you, but you're also dropping turrets as you go. So, and then he has electric shocky drone and stuff. He has Tesla coils that shoot electricity at each other to form electrical barriers. It's really cool. The weapons in this game in general are really cool. The driller, which I just got in the footage I recorded for this, has a flamethrower which does revolving arcs of fire. The weapons are just really cool. It's a different art style, which I really appreciate because, like I said, I've played a ton of Vampire Survivors. Up until the Among Us collaboration, I had completed all the in-game content in Vampire Survivors. I still need to play the Among Us crossover. But love Vampire Survivors, so it's cool to see that formula. I mean, the Survivor formula is older than Vampire Survivors, but to see the Survivor formula put into a new game of a existing IP that's really cool, Space Dwarfs is just super cool concept for a game. I think most people would agree for that, but seeing that in a Survivor game, I don't know, I just really like roguelike games because you can pop in, play as much or as little as you want, shoot bugs, and it's fun. I mean, that's kind of the reason why Helldivers 2 is popular. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about Helldivers 2, but I kind of have to talk about shooting bugs. Shooting bugs, popping in, doing a mission, it doesn't really matter if you die. You're moving towards progress to get better and kill bugs even better than next time. It's a good gameplay formula in Helldivers 2 and in Deep Rock Galactic Survivors. It's just a lot of fun. And I appreciate... Also, this game is like super cheap. I know it's a indie game. It's not quite as cheap as Vampire Survivors, but still, like $9 right now because it's on sale for 10% off. $9 is not a lot of money to spend on a game, and I can already tell this game is going to give me hours and hours of playtime. I love roguelite games so much. I honestly, between this and Helldivers, I need to be careful because I might lose all my free time to video games again. But yeah, in summation, if you really like Helldivers, or you've seen a lot of that, if you like roguelike games, you should check out this game. Deep Rock Galactic Survivors is a good early access survivor game. I think there's a lot of promise shown by the game. It looks like it will be a very good game. I mean, it already is, but obviously with early access comes bugs. Bugs. Although I haven't seen that many glitches. I think the game crashed on me once while opening, but that was literally like a 20-second delay of clicking close program and then reopening it in Steam. Not a huge deal. It was like, oh, it didn't open. Cool. I mean, just reopen it. Not a bad deal. But I will say, if there could be more classes added, that would be cool. I don't know how many classes are in the original Deep Rock Galactic, because like I said, my friends haven't actually got on and played that with me because they're dumb. No, they're not dumb. They just... We've been playing other games. Valheim, Helldivers, Satisfactory. All the games we've been playing instead. But yeah. Where was I going with this? Yeah. I was doing my in summation that led into a rabbit hole. In summation, it's a very good game. Worth the money? Right now, in its current state, I would still say it's like worth the money if they didn't add anything more. But I really hope the developers add more because it's an early access game and they should add more. Otherwise, why are they releasing it in early access? That's kind of the promise of early access is, hey, buy our game, help us get it to the finish line and we'll add more. I know there are games that launch in early access and never leave, but I hope this game attracts a big enough audience to merit the developers finishing the work, finishing the game, and making it more than what it is currently. Right now, it's good. It could easily be a very great game. Like, yeah, I think it will be a good addition to the roguelite scene. Currently not being I mean, it's an offline game, so Steam DB charts isn't super accurate, but currently doesn't look like it's catching on quite as fast as some other games. Helldivers. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Anyways, that is my ramble over. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. I don't think many people get to this point in the actual video, but if you did, I really appreciate it. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments if you want to. People don't do that a whole lot, but I really appreciate when people do. I love talking to people about games. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.